If you want to support the channel, please consider becoming a member today. Members get early access to videos, access to all the stream VODs, and exclusive access to emotes as well. So if you'd like to support the channel, become a member today. So I figured since the evil lady in this one, the Emily girl, was definitely the most like unhinged one, we would want to take a little look at her channel as well.
Women lie way more than men. Think about it. Think about when you go to comment sections and every woman is like empowering some woman that's like extremely overweight and unattractive, and it's like, well, they're lying, because I think it's virtue signaling to be like, oh look, I'm a good person, I support women, when really it's like women are literally the biggest haters in the world. Take it from personal experience. But I'm like, do you ever notice there's no morbidly obese men on Men's Magazine, Men's anything? Do you notice you go to
I like the assumption that like all women are just like hateful and trying to tear each other down. It's like, just if you're a bitch doesn't mean everybody is, you know?
at the gym and it's all men getting in shape, and notice it's perfectly acceptable to shame men about the way they look, but God forbid you critique a woman, even if it's like scientifically true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know one man I find valuable that wants a girl who's sitting at home posting photos of her vagina for the internet and strangers to see. I am so against pornography, OnlyFans, all these things. It's so easy for these girls to make all this money, and I'm like, you have no idea what you're sacrificing.
I just think it's bad for humanity as a whole.
It is. Do not expect.
I like how they just like say it. They never. I just think it's bad for humanity. Maybe you're bad for humanity. Can you justify it, please? Don't just say things. There was one about her talking about service workers.
I'm sorry, but I know I'm not the only one who has noticed that the service industry, especially in Los Angeles, since the pandemic, has gone so bad, and it is so shit now to the point where it's kind of crazy. Like, here's the thing. I know everyone wants to be an actor, and you get waiters. They didn't get their gig that day, so they're upset. But it's like, hey, for 45 minutes, why don't you pretend to be a waiter? Why don't you do that? Why don't you practice for the commercial you're never gonna get? Two, I go to Zinc Cafe today, and the guy brings me my order, okay?
She had to make the reference to the pronouns too, of course. Because you see a service worker who maybe is treated badly and has to deal with bitches like you all day, who also isn't paid enough, kind of at their wit's end, you know? Then you just have to like throw in a further diss on them. She seems like a Karen.
And it's the wrong order. So I look at him and I go, hey, this isn't what I ordered. And he literally looks at me like, what the f do you want me to do? And it's like, there's one logical answer. I want you to ask what I ordered, go and give me what the f I ordered, which I already paid for. He's literally just staring at me, and I'm like, oh
so
my God. It's like, I know I'm not the only one. Like, I'd rather go to Air One because at least the service there is like good. But when he looks at me, he's like, okay, well, like, is this okay? What do you mean? What do you mean, is this okay? It's not what I ordered. Can I pay in pesos? Is it okay if I paid a currency you don't take? Is that okay? No, it's not okay. There's one logical thing to do. Go correct my order. Maybe telling everyone for 2 years that went to a job that they're paid to do, that they're heroes hasn't gone well, has it? Oh my God.
This is literally like a Karen rant. I hope that she keeps on getting every order messed up. I hope that every single order she ever makes is messed up. That would be so hilarious. I really hope that I can debate her sometime. So that was one of her videos anyway. Complaining about waiters. What's this one?
So, I want to do a podcast episode on this. It's for the ladies. I need every girl that follows me. If you guys have any, and I will keep everything anonymous, I promise.
Every girl that follows me? None.
If you guys have anything to send me about not getting work.
Was Emily nice, or does she act like this off camera too? She was nice, and I told her too afterwards. I was like, I honestly thought you were kind of deranged at first, but then you also made some points that I kind of
noted that I am
agreed with. So I told her that myself. Like, I told her that to her face. But now that I see her Instagram, I think that she's more deranged than I even realized.
In modeling acting, because as one of my girlfriends was told, you're too pretty because everything's gone woke. Please send it to me because I think this is crazy. I can no longer relate to, like, I'm not going to support these places that do this, which is unfortunately like every part. Models are supposed to be, to me, two things, pretty and skinny. Well, and tall. And I get being like unique looking for like high fashion. That's one thing. But
She's saying she's too pretty because everything's gone woke. So now woke is what? Having ugly people as models or something? It's like an AI was set up to generate like annoying white girl NPC 359.
I think that this has gotten out of control and like there's not going to be any work, and it's ridiculous to be like,
You've gone out of control. This, by the way, is kind of a problem too, where it's like, she is definitely a very beautiful girl. She knows she's very pretty, but the thing is that's all she is. She is a vapid loser who has no substance. She has nothing of value to bring. And honestly, when that's all you have, you become less attractive. You become less beautiful. You look more and more like a loser.
you have to be like trans, disabled, in 40 different races and like one leg to book a job. So girls message me everything.
Yeah, so the classic just make shit up. Now you have to be trans, disabled with one leg to get a job.
Instead of calling me a pick-me, why not just admit you're jealous that I have a video with 5 million views with men fawning over me because I actually said something that actually had some meaning and truth behind it. And I also posted that video driving to get coffee, don't got tits, they're not in the video, no makeup on and wearing a fucking tank top. And just admit that you put your tits and butthole on the world stage and didn't even get 1/1,000,000th of the views
Ma'am, this is a Wendy's.
that I got. Don't call me a pick-me. Just admit that to yourself.
But what if you are a pick-me? Why don't you admit that to yourself? Man, she is really self-absorbed. Very self-absorbed person. Where was the one about pronouns? She said something really unhinged.
I'm just gonna come out and say this because no one else has the brains or balls to, apparently. Why do we care and cater to a population that is like literally less than 1%? And why don't we use our brains, because we don't do that anymore, and why don't we do what's best for the 99.9% of the population and then continue to move forward as we've done throughout history?
So this is a really common mistake that I think a lot of people make, where they assume that equality and rights are somehow a zero-sum game, that by this supposed 1% wanting rights, that means the 99% must lose their rights. That's what you're saying, essentially. And that's not the case. We can all have equality. It's not what, nobody has to lose in order for another to gain. It doesn't have to be that way. And it's crazy that she says so much dumb shit, and yet it can be dismantled so simply and easily. Wait, she went on with Amala?
So if I was like hiring and I saw pronouns, here's what I'm going to assume. You're obviously very liberal. So I'm going to assume you're one of those people that super far left. Hey, I'm going to assume you're not a very hard worker. You are either a female or you're a probably not straight guy. So everything in the office is going to have to cater to you, your feelings, your needs, and your emotions. So everyone around you is not going to be able to be themselves and walk on eggshells. Why would anyone?
Why would they not be able to be themselves? PragerU shared this and said she's right. You're unironically advocating to discriminate against people on the basis of using pronouns, which every human being uses. Is she crying? Probably, because she's probably depressed. She's probably miserable. She'll never admit it, but she's probably a sad, lonely person, because people are not this much just senseless assholes for no reason.
One wants someone like you unless everyone's like you in a work environment. You're going to be the laziest person. You're going to be the most entitled, complain the most, and I think you're going to be the first to sue.
What a insane assumption. Because you have pronouns, which again, everybody has pronouns, that means you're going to be a lazy worker. For now, and I'm going to assume that blonde white girls who have this like valley girl like voice like this, like all the like time, are just going to be lazy and annoying because they're used to being spoiled by daddy all day. So then for now on, I'm just not going to hire anybody like that. This is just some like random, you don't like pronouns, so you're not going to hire people for it. Like, okay. As if you would ever be able to start a business.
So shocker that pronouns weren't helping you guys. Sorry, is there anything I missed there?
Facts. That was straight facts. I don't hire people, but if I did hire people and I saw they, them on an application, I'd be like, I'm so sorry. I'm admitting to discrimination. I'm admitting.
Literally, they're like proudly just admitting, what the fuck? I love this. They're not even hiding it anymore. I'm admitting discrimination. You are. You are a bigoted piece of shit.
But if I saw that on a resume, paper shredder. I am so sorry. I'm just not putting up with it.
So if I was like
And then they have the gall to complain when trans people or non-binary people say that they're depressed and can't find work. Then when those people commit suicide because they can't get ahead in society, they make fun of them, while simultaneously putting up barriers purposely to keep them down.
There's no such thing as a gay baby. There's no gaybies. You have to have a shirt that says non-binary.
I love how they have this stuff. Whoa, a hot take. There's no gay babies. There's no straight babies either, because babies don't have a sexuality. You dummy.
You have to have that. Like, you couldn't make it a little less obvious what a freak you are? Stop promoting weird things. I don't want to be around weird people.
I love how her thing is literally just being a bitch. I don't want to be around weird people. Okay, so how do you ever look at yourself in the mirror then? L.
Wow, couple months in Russia, really. We gotta send you all there. Whatever they did to you, it worked. You're paid to lie. You're a liar. Same with your carpet bombing children and then lying about it on TV. If you actually, I genuinely believe if you vote for Biden, you should just like basically be checking a box that's like, I believe in elder abuse and I'm a sick person and I should never vote.
Oh my gosh.
You can only get shamed for being politically incorrect so many times where you're like, okay, it. I don't even care.
So you love America.
Greatest country on earth. Oh, you're crying at the...
It's the greatest country on earth. You just complain about a fuck ton of people in the country constantly, nonstop.
Oppressive flag. Such a joke. Didn't listen to anything before, not.
She's so mad. I feel like she's just like has a lot of like pent up anger. She probably has a lot of like rage or like something that she's not dealing with behind the scenes. And she just gets in a mic. She's like, you're stupid. She probably, I can tell you right now, if she's talking this harshly about other people, she has an internal dialogue that's probably 10 times harsher.
Listen to anything now. Fake news.
What a bitch.
Y'all, do you guys not understand there's a difference between being confident and being delusional? When you're confident, it makes you more attractive. When you're delusional,
you look like this.
it makes you seem insane and it makes you less attractive. Every video I see of 3s and 4s saying they're 9s and 10s is literally insane. And it's funny because it's like, if you were a 10, your life would be different. You like, who are you comparing yourself to? When I give myself like a 6.5, that's because I'm smart enough to compare myself to every woman on the planet, including literal supermodels. I was watching a dating show this morning. This girl's like, I'm perfect. There should be a line of 9 million men around my house. Sweetie, if that was true, there would be, because there literally are women on the planet who could have literally probably any man that are solid 10s. There isn't a line.
Fargo Lefty, that is just a cruel comment to make. Holy shit.
Because you aren't that, and you're insane, and you need to be humbled, and women aren't helping. They're making it worse. Y'all.
I like how she's like, oh, I'm running out of time. Quick, what do I do? Oh yeah, let me diss women again. And women are, by the way, making this worse. Have I mentioned that I don't like women? I'm not a pick-me though, haha. So this is apparently Emily Saves America. Apparently she's saving America by being angry at everything all the time. Saving America by being angry at America. So based.
Come in and they list, oh, I have a good job, I make money, I have my own place. None of those things matter to a man.
Nope.
That's like me worried about his shoe collection. They list masculine things that men don't care about.
I mean, it would be great.
Men don't care about those things? I'm sorry, if you're a man looking for like a serious committed relationship and you don't care if the girl has a job or is established at all and is able to sustain herself independently, then you might actually be a loser. You might need to work on your standards, buddy. Not to mention, yeah, it does seem very obsessed with just like trying to impress men. Like who cares what they think anyway?
Would love for you to have something to empower yourself. That's not why I'm there, though. A successful man isn't trying to lock down some woman for status or for what she has or what she can bring to the table.
No, you need to be like loving, supportive, kind, feminine, like have empathy, all these
Feminine,
things.
let's start there.
Feminine's like the number one. You're supposed to be a woman, or else
Exactly.
you would go have a business partner. That's what his business partners are for.
Maybe you could have somebody that brings both to the table. Maybe you could have somebody that brings those quote unquote feminine qualities to the table, but also is able to stand independently and self-sustain. This is such a stupid 2D approach, but she is a very 2D individual. It's like watching a cartoon. Flashback, man, to 1990s Disney era.
How can you say that you feel like a woman if you've never been one? So you don't know how that feels.
I like how it's just her asking questions. She's like, look, because I'm stupid, that debunks the argument. Nobody knows what it feels like to be another woman. What does it feel like to be a woman? You only know what it feels like to be yourself. You know what it feels like to be yourself and consider yourself a woman based on your own understanding of the social construct of gender externally.
So here's like the best advice I could give anyone. And if I'm not wrong, I learned this from
The best advice ever? The best advice she could give anyone? Okay, guys, buckle up. We're down for some Albert Einstein levels of knowledge.
the book, The Four Agreements, if I'm not wrong. But like truly, this is like how I do social media, and I'm like completely unfazed. And even though every time I do interviews, people try so hard to like break me down and be like, now it has to bother you. It doesn't. I don't care. Nothing is personal. Even when it's personal, it's not personal. Even when someone is literally directly attacking you, it's literally still about them. That's why I'm like completely unfazed and I check out. I'm like, literally, no matter what you say about me, it's still technically like about you, and it's not really about me. You know what I mean? So anyways, that's my tip.
Kind of a self-own, right? Kind of projection then, considering how much shit you talk about people that don't even do anything to you.
And the reason I say this is because it's so funny. The reason everyone's like miserable and upset all the time is because they take everything personally. Even when people talk
Damn, dude, she is like solving the problems of the world right now. This is why everyone's so miserable. They take things personally.
to me, I still don't take it personally. I just go, okay, and if I disagree or I agree or I go, yeah, like good point, maybe I could change that. But the funny thing is about every person in my comments section that's miserable and losing their it's because they're taking it personally. They take it as a personal attack, and it's like,
You mean maybe when you're like invalidating trans people or non-binary people, they take that personally? Yeah, it's kind of a personal attack.
how is this a personal attack when I literally don't even know you exist? See? You're taking it personal, and you shouldn't, and you don't need to. That's your choice, and that'll make
That's like me saying like, you know what? White, blonde, conservative girls are the worst types of people. They shouldn't even be considered human. And then her getting mad and me being like, why are you taking it personally? I don't even know you.
you unhappy. But it's not my issue, and it's not anyone else's issue.
Okay, well, there's Emily Saves America. More like Emily Holocausts my brain cells, but, you know, whatever she wants to call herself is fine with me.